Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins HD, coin enthusiasts. If you've ever found yourself going through old change, wondering if any of those pennies could be worth more than just 1 cent, today's your lucky day. Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and potentially valuable pennies ever minted, the 1971 Lincoln penny. You might think that pennies are nothing more than loose change, often found lying around in the bottom of your purse or scattered on the sidewalk, but this particular penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Stick around to find out how a simple 1971 Lincoln penny could be worth thousands of dollars. Let's take a moment to talk about the Lincoln penny itself. Since its first release in 1909, the penny has been one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in U.S. currency. Its design, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, has remained unchanged for over a century, making it a staple of American coinage. The reverse side has gone through a few changes over the years, but the coin's cultural significance has only grown stronger as time has passed. Now, when it comes to the 1971 Lincoln penny, this coin comes from an era in U.S. history that was marked by significant economic change. The 1970s were a time of high inflation, economic uncertainty, and, most notably, the end of the U.S. dollar's direct convertibility to gold. By 1971, the U.S. Mint was producing pennies made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This composition would remain the same for several decades. The 1971 penny was minted in large quantities, and, like other pennies of its time, it was primarily used in everyday transactions. But despite the large number of 1971 pennies minted, what makes this coin special, and why could it be worth more than just 1 cent? The key lies in the condition of the coin, the rarity of certain variations, and, of course, potential minting errors that can make one seemingly ordinary penny stand out from the rest. One of the most important factors in determining the value of a coin like the 1971 Lincoln penny is its condition. As you can imagine, the vast majority of these pennies have been circulated over the years, meaning they've been through countless transactions, spending time in people's pockets, wallets, and even the dirt. Most 1971 pennies are heavily worn, with faded details and scratches that are common on circulated coins. However, in the world of coin collecting, it's all about the quality of the coin. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition is far rarer, and its value can increase exponentially. So, if you happen to have a 1971 Lincoln penny that looks like it just came out of the U.S. Mint, you may be holding on to something very special. But let's take it a step further. In addition to the condition of the coin, another factor that can significantly increase its value is the presence of minting errors. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for errors because these types of coins are often one of a kind, and their rarity makes them highly desirable. For the 1971 Lincoln penny, there are a few specific minting errors to be on the lookout for, such as double strikes, misprints, or even off-center strikes. These imperfections can make a seemingly ordinary penny into an extraordinary collectible. The more unique the error, the more valuable the coin becomes, and some error coins can fetch prices that make collectors' jaws drop. One of the most famous errors for the 1971 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once during the minting process, resulting in the design being imprinted multiple times on the coin. This error can cause certain elements of the coin, like the date or lettering, to appear doubled or distorted, which is exactly what makes it so desirable to collectors. Double die errors are considered one of the most sought-after varieties, and if you find a 1971 Lincoln penny with this error, you might just be holding a valuable treasure. But even without a minting error, an uncirculated 1971 Lincoln penny can still be worth significantly more than its face value. Coins in this condition, especially those that have been carefully preserved and kept in a protective case or stored away for decades, can be sold for premium prices. The rarity of a coin in such pristine condition increases its desirability, and this is especially true for pennies from years like 1971, which may not have been saved or collected by the general public in large numbers. So, now the burning question is, how much could a 1971 Lincoln penny actually be worth? While most 1971 pennies are worth only their face value, just 1 cent, there are some extraordinary examples out there that can fetch incredible prices at auction or through private sales. If you happen to have a 1971 Lincoln penny that is in excellent uncirculated condition, or one that has a rare minting error, you could be looking at a significant payout. The value of a 1971 Lincoln penny in top condition, or with a minting error like the double die, can reach an astonishing $47,000. Yes, that's right, $47,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that something as small and unassuming as a penny could hold such value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. What seems like a small, insignificant piece of currency could be worth a fortune to the right collector. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1971 Lincoln penny? First, carefully examine the coin for signs of wear and tear. If it's in uncirculated condition, it could already be worth more than its face value. Then, take a closer look for any unusual characteristics. Could there be a double strike or another minting error? If you find anything that looks unique, it might be time to get your penny appraised by a professional. They'll be able to tell you whether you're holding a rare, valuable coin. In the world of coin collecting, surprises are always around the corner. What seems like just another penny could be the key to unlocking a treasure trove of value. Keep your eyes peeled, and always remember that coins are more than just currency, they're pieces of history that could one day be worth a fortune. Today might just be your lucky day. We're about to talk about a coin that has intrigued collectors for decades, and it might be hiding in plain sight among your loose change. Yes, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1960 Lincoln penny. You may think it's just another penny, but believe it or not, this little coin could be worth a whole lot more than you expect. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed by just how much a 1960 Lincoln penny could be worth. Let's set the stage and take a look at 1960, the year when this penny was minted. The 1960s were a decade of significant change in the United States. Social, cultural, and political shifts were happening across the country. The 1960 penny, part of the long-standing Lincoln series, came at a time when the U.S. Mint was still using a predominantly copper composition for its coins. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, honoring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. The obverse side of the penny shows a portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse originally displayed the wheat ears design, which lasted until 1958. Starting in 1959, the reverse side featured the Lincoln Memorial, a change that has remained on the coin to this day. Now, let's focus specifically on the 1960 Lincoln penny. There are a few key things that make this penny so unique and potentially valuable. While millions of these pennies were minted and spent over the years, what sets the 1960 version apart from others is its rarity in certain conditions and its potential for rare minting errors. Even though the 1960 penny was produced in large numbers, some of these coins have become exceptionally rare, especially in mint state or with unique features. First, let's talk about the condition of the coin. Most pennies that you find today, including the 1960s, have likely been through years of circulation. They've been passed around in transactions, dropped on the floor, and tossed in jars. Over time, wear and tear affect the coin's appearance, often leaving it with scratches, discoloration, and fading details. However, in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. If you happen to have a 1960 Lincoln penny that has been well preserved, with minimal signs of wear and looking almost as good as the day it was minted, it's worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Uncirculated coins are highly sought after, and those in exceptional condition can command a premium price in the market. But it doesn't end there. In the world of rare coins, minting errors can play a huge role in a coin's value. When a coin is produced incorrectly during the minting process, it can result in an error that makes it unique. And when it comes to the 1960 Lincoln penny, there are some interesting variations that collectors look for. For instance, the 1960 small date and 1960 large date pennies are highly sought after. These two varieties were created because of a difference in the way the number 1960 was punched into the dies. The small date version features a smaller 9 and 6 in the date, while the large date version has larger numbers. These two different styles can make a big difference in the value of the coin, with the small date version being rarer and more valuable in most cases, but the fun doesn't stop there. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the potential for minting errors, and the 1960 Lincoln penny is no exception. One of the most famous errors that collectors look for is the double die variety. A double die occurs when the coin is struck multiple times during the minting process, resulting in a slight shift in the image. This can cause parts of the coin, like the date or lettering, to appear doubled, which makes the coin much more interesting and valuable. The 1960 Lincoln penny with this double die error is particularly sought after because it is relatively rare, and error coins are always in high demand among collectors. If you come across a 1960 Lincoln penny with a noticeable double die error or another rare feature, you could be looking at a coin that's worth significantly more than its face value. Even without a minting error, a well-preserved 1960 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition can be quite valuable to the right collector. Coins in mint state are often sold at premium prices, and the 1960 penny is no exception. So, now the question remains, how much can a 1960 Lincoln penny be worth? While most of the pennies you come across will be worth just 1 cent, if you're lucky enough to find a rare, uncirculated 1960 penny, or better yet, one with a minting error or a unique variety, you could be sitting on a small fortune. A 1960 Lincoln penny in pristine condition or one with a rare double die error can sell for $54,000, that's right, $54,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something as small as a penny could be worth such a huge sum, but this is exactly why coin collecting is such an exciting and rewarding hobby. What seems like a simple piece of change could end up being a rare treasure. So, next time you're digging through your spare change or looking through your coin collection, remember that the 1960 Lincoln penny could be worth far more than its face value. Today, we're talking about a coin that might be hiding in your collection, and it could be worth far more than you think. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1967 Lincoln penny. While most people might overlook it as just another penny, this coin has the potential to bring in big bucks, especially if you know what to look for. So, grab a seat, and let's uncover the hidden value of the 1967 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny, one of the most iconic and long-standing coins in U.S. history, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Abraham Lincoln's image has been gracing the front of this coin for over a century, making it a well-recognized symbol of the United States. The reverse side of the penny has gone through a few changes over the years. In 1959, the famous Lincoln Memorial design replaced the wheat stalks that had been featured on the back of the penny since its inception. This change marked a significant shift in the penny's design, and the Lincoln Memorial design remained on the reverse until 2008, when it was replaced by the Union Shield. Now, let's focus specifically on the 1967 Lincoln penny. In the 1960s, the United States was undergoing significant economic and social changes. The U.S. Mint was still using a predominantly copper composition for pennies, and this was the last decade where pennies were made using 95% copper before the Mint switched to a different alloy in the 1980s. Although millions of 1967 pennies were minted, not all of them have survived in pristine condition. Over time, these pennies circulated widely, and many were worn down by the rigors of daily use. So, why is the 1967 penny so special, and what makes it stand out in the world of coin collecting? Let's take a closer look. Point one of the key factors in determining the value of a coin like the 1967 Lincoln penny is its condition. You may have heard the phrase, "condition is everything," when it comes to coin collecting, and that's absolutely true. Most 1967 pennies you come across will likely have been in circulation for decades, which means they might have visible signs of wear, discoloration, or scratches. However, if you happen to come across a 1967 penny that looks like it was just minted yesterday, then you might have something valuable on your hands. A penny in uncirculated condition, free of any scratches, dents, or discoloration, has the potential to be worth significantly more than its face value, but what really sets the 1967 Lincoln penny apart from others is the potential for rare minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin production process, resulting in a coin that has unique features that make it stand out from the rest. Some of the most coveted types of minting errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, and die cracks. These errors can make an otherwise ordinary penny into a rare and valuable collectible. One of the most famous minting errors for the 1967 Lincoln penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck multiple times with slightly misaligned dies, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. In the case of the 1967 penny, a double die error can make the date or lettering appear larger and slightly out of focus, which is an exciting find for collectors. Double die errors are considered to be some of the most valuable and sought-after types of coin errors, and they can dramatically increase the value of the coin. Another error to look out for is the off-center strike, which happens when the penny is not properly aligned during the minting process. This results in a coin where part of the design is missing, and the image is off-center. These types of errors are particularly interesting to collectors because they make the coin unique and different from the rest of the mintage. Of course, errors aren't the only thing that can increase the value of a 1967 Lincoln penny. If you have a well-preserved penny in uncirculated condition, it's still worth a lot more than its face value. A penny that looks as if it's just left the mint and hasn't been through circulation will always have higher demand in the collector market. It's important to note that the rarity of the coin in such good condition also plays a role in its worth. Coins that were produced in large quantities but have survived in mint condition are rare, and that rarity is what collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. So, the big question is, just how much could a 1967 Lincoln penny be worth? While the vast majority of these pennies will only be worth 1 cent, if you happen to have a 1967 Lincoln penny in excellent uncirculated condition or one that has a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, you could be holding a true treasure. The value of a 1967 Lincoln penny can range greatly depending on its condition and any special features it may have. But the most surprising part? A highly sought-after 1967 Lincoln penny in pristine condition, or with a rare error, could fetch an astonishing $53,000, yes, you heard that right, $53,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something as small and common as a penny could hold such a hefty price tag, but that's the magic of coin collecting. When you find a coin in excellent condition or with a unique minting error, its value skyrockets, and you could end up with a small fortune. So, next time you find yourself flipping through a jar of pennies, remember to give the 1967 Lincoln penny a closer look. It could be your ticket to a valuable discovery. Today's video is definitely one you won't want to miss. We're going to dive into the world of the 1966 Lincoln penny, a coin that's often overlooked but has the potential to bring in some serious value. You might be thinking, it's just a penny. But as we all know, in the world of rare coins, even the most ordinary-looking pennies can sometimes be worth more than you could ever imagine. So, if you've ever wondered if that 1966 penny lying around in your collection or tucked away in a drawer could be worth anything, stick around, because we're about to find out. To understand the value of the 1966 Lincoln penny, let's first talk about the historical context of this coin. The 1960s were an era of major change in the United States, politically, socially, and economically. The U.S. Mint was still using a high copper content in pennies, and this composition remained until 1982. In fact, the 1966 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, making it a solid, heavy coin compared to today's pennies, which are now primarily made of copper-plated zinc. As for the design, it's part of the iconic Lincoln penny series, which has been circulating since 1909. The obverse side of the penny features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has become one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage history. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, which was used on the penny from 1959 to 2008. It's a coin with deep historical significance and lasting cultural impact. Now, when we think about the 1966 Lincoln penny, it might seem like a pretty standard coin. After all, millions of these were produced, and many of them have circulated over the years. But here's the thing, there are certain conditions and characteristics that make some 1966 Lincoln pennies extraordinarily valuable. And while most of these pennies are worth only a cent, the ones that have survived in pristine condition, or with a unique characteristic, can be worth thousands of dollars. One of the biggest factors in determining the value of any coin is its condition. You may have heard the term, condition is everything, when it comes to coin collecting, and it's true. The better the condition, the more desirable the coin is to collectors. The vast majority of 1966 pennies you'll find in circulation will have suffered from wear and tear. They've been passed around in transactions, dropped on the ground, and buried in wallets, meaning they'll probably show signs of scratching, discoloration, and general wear. However, if you manage to find a 1966 Lincoln penny that is still in uncirculated condition, that's where the magic happens. An uncirculated coin is one that hasn't been used in everyday transactions and retains most of its original detail and shine. These coins are far rarer and more valuable than their worn counterparts. A 1966 penny in mint state, looking as if it just left the U.S. Mint, can be worth significantly more than just 1 cent. And that's where the real opportunity lies for collectors. Finding a well-preserved gem like this can result in some serious profit, but condition isn't the only factor that can make the 1966 Lincoln penny valuable. In the world of rare coins, errors and unique features can greatly increase a coin's worth. Minting errors are fascinating because they make a coin stand out from all the others, and error coins are highly sought after by collectors. The 1966 Lincoln penny is no exception. Some of these pennies have been found with minting errors that make them much more valuable than the average penny. One of the most sought-after types of errors in the 1966 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, with slight misalignment in the second strike. This results in a doubled image on the coin, often seen on the date or the lettering. A double die error can make the coin look like the number 6 in the year 1966 is slightly doubled, creating a unique and eye-catching feature. If you find a 1966 penny with this error, you've stumbled upon a rare and valuable coin that could be worth far more than its face value. Another possible error to look for is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the coin's design to be missing or shifted to one side. Off-center strikes are highly collectible because they are unique, and they can make an otherwise ordinary coin quite rare. If you happen to find a 1966 penny with an off-center strike, you could be looking at a coin that's worth a lot more than just a few cents. With all these possibilities, you might be wondering, what's the actual value of a 1966 Lincoln penny? The truth is, the value of these coins can vary dramatically depending on their condition and any unique characteristics they may have. But here's the exciting part, if you find a 1966 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition or one with a rare minting error like the double die or off-center strike, it could be worth much more than you ever imagined. The most valuable 1966 Lincoln pennies have been known to fetch $58,000, yes, you heard that right, $58,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that a coin worth just 1 cent could potentially be worth thousands of dollars, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. The right coin, in the right condition, with the right characteristics, can fetch a small fortune. So, next time you're going through your old coins or checking your spare change, make sure to take a closer look at those 1966 Lincoln pennies. You never know, you could be holding a rare treasure that's worth thousands of dollars. Today, we have something truly special in store for you. If you're a fan of finding hidden treasures in your spare change, you're in for a real treat. We're talking about one of the most intriguing and valuable coins from the United States, the 1963 Lincoln penny. You might have a few of these stashed away, or perhaps you've come across one while sorting through some loose change. But did you know that a 1963 Lincoln penny, in the right condition, could be worth thousands of dollars? That's right. Stick around as we take a deep dive into this incredible coin and explore how much it could be worth today. Trust us, you might want to take a closer look at those pennies you have lying around. First, let's take a step back and understand the historical significance of the 1963 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been a symbol of American currency for over a century. Its design, featuring the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side of the coin, which features the famous wheat stalks, remained unchanged from 1909 to 1958. But by 1959, the design was updated to the Lincoln Memorial, which is the design we still see on pennies today. So, why should we pay attention to the 1963 Lincoln penny? Well, it's important to understand the context of this year. The 1960s were a time of significant economic change in the United States. The country was transitioning away from the post-World War II economy and moving into an era of technological advancements, space exploration, and social shifts. The U.S. Mint was still producing coins with a 95% copper composition, which gave the pennies a distinctive weight and appearance. But by the end of the decade, this would change, and pennies would be made with a different alloy starting in the 1980s. So, what makes the 1963 Lincoln penny so valuable? Well, there are a few key factors that contribute to its worth. One of the most important is the condition of the coin. As you may know, the value of a coin is largely determined by its grade or condition. The vast majority of 1963 Lincoln pennies you'll encounter have been in circulation for decades, which means they'll show signs of wear. They might be scratched, faded, or tarnished from years of being passed around in transactions. But if you're lucky enough to find one that's in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, you could be holding something much more valuable. An uncirculated 1963 penny is a coin that has never been used in daily transactions, so it retains all of its original detail and luster. These coins are extremely rare because most pennies that were minted for circulation were used, worn, and eventually lost or discarded. When a coin is kept in pristine condition, it becomes much more desirable to collectors, which is why these 1963 pennies can fetch high prices at auction, but condition alone isn't always the sole factor in determining a coin's value. Minting errors play a huge role in driving up the price of certain coins, and the 1963 Lincoln penny is no exception. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to a unique or rare feature that makes the coin stand out. Some of the most coveted minting errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other unusual characteristics that can make a coin one of a kind. For example, one of the most exciting and valuable types of minting errors in the world of coin collecting is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear doubled. In the case of the 1963 Lincoln penny, this could mean that the date or the lettering appears blurry or larger than usual, creating a very distinct look that collectors will pay a premium for. Double die errors are incredibly rare, and if you happen to find a 1963 penny with this error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Another minting error to look out for is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a coin that has part of its design missing or shifted to one side. Off-center strikes are highly prized by collectors because they're unique and make the coin stand out from the rest. If you find a 1963 penny with an off-center strike, it's a rare find that can significantly increase the coin's value. Now, let's talk about the actual value of a 1963 Lincoln penny. While the majority of these coins will only be worth 1 cent, certain 1963 pennies, especially those that are uncirculated or have minting errors, can command prices far higher than their face value. When it comes to rare and highly sought-after examples, some of these pennies can fetch staggering amounts at auctions and coin shows. So, if you find yourself with a well-preserved 1963 Lincoln penny or, even better, one with a rare minting error, you could be in for a big surprise. The most valuable 1963 Lincoln pennies have been known to sell for an incredible $52,000. That's right, $52,000 for a single penny. It's truly remarkable how a coin that's worth only 1 cent can end up being worth tens of thousands of dollars if it's in the right condition or has an extraordinary characteristic. Imagine coming across a penny like this in your collection or during your next coin hunt. It's one of those rare finds that makes coin collecting so exciting. So, the next time you're sorting through your spare change or going through a box of old coins, don't overlook those 1963 Lincoln pennies. They could be worth far more than you think. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more coin collecting tips and discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!